Hey, my name is Vanilla Knight, and yesterday I posted a video about what I presume to be a glitch in Death Stranding 2, which a commenter kindly pointed out that it was actually an Easter egg, and there's actually a Corpus Entry on it too, which is really interesting. So I want to give special thanks to Alex Tremo when they said, check your Corpus. In the animal shelter, there is a zone where the train passes just in front of you. Now, I actually tried to make it to the animal shelter before the train passes over, and I couldn't. I could barely make it to the cliff before, the train went into the whole plains area and went around its little loop. But before I get into some more footage of some interesting things that I found, I wanted to actually read that Corpus entry for you. Here's something particularly interesting that I noticed. So the Corpus entry's title is Ghost Monorail. However, the text actually refers to it as the Soul Train, so that's what I'll be referring to it as for the remainder of this video. With that being said, I would now like to read to you the description of the Soul Train. Have you seen it? A monorail barreling through the night sky? This is the Soul Train, a vehicle of macabre liberation that purifies all souls still bound by lingering attachments to this world, transporting the dead to the other side. You must never listen to it. You must close your ears to the sound of the train screeching along the rails. And you must never look, but avert your gaze when it approaches through the darkness. Fail to heed these warnings, and your soul will be removed from your body and taken to the other side. Close your eyes and cover your ears, and wait for the train to pass. Whatever you do, do not board the ghost monorail. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is what happens if you attack the train. So as you can see here, I begin to shoot at the train, and something really interesting happens. A unique variant of the BTs actually begin to fall from it, and these BTs are colored red, and of course they take blood on damage. But what's really interesting is if they actually manage to explode, and they will, whether they hit you or not, they actually leave a copious amount of chiral crystals on the ground, and I think they dropped somewhere around 1,000 chiral grams. So perhaps if we were able to summon the train on command, if we figure out a way to, this might actually become a really, really good way of farming chiral crystals. So next I would like to talk about an observation I made on the train itself. So using the photo mode feature, I was able to zoom in on the train and discover there was what appeared to be one of those red BTs actually holding on to the monorail. And you can see I zoom in right here, and you can see that kind of red hue or tint on its back. And it didn't appear to really be animated like Sam was. And when we get into the final shot where we can actually find the model stored up into the sky, you can see it kind of stays in that pose a little bit, but it seems that his body's a bit more erect. So here's some footage of the train passing by. So before I conclude this video, I would like to show a little bit more of a better angle of where the train goes and what it really looks like while Sam is refraining from passing out. But it just shoots into the sky, and like I touched upon in the last video, what we find after it vanishes is something really interesting, and that model that we found riding the train just kind of hangs out up there, and I'm gonna guess and say that's probably just where it's stored, just barely outside the render distance. So here I zoom in using the photo mode again so we can see the model a bit closer. And yeah, it's not as hunched over, but it's definitely still in the holding on to monorail pose. And so I find this all to be really fascinating. and I would really like if there was more coverage on this, and if there was any way we could figure out how to summon it. So I would very much like to thank you for watching this video, and if you do happen to stumble across the Soul Train, I would very much encourage you to seek out its secrets, find out where it spawns, and if it's in a different part of the map, find out where it goes, and see what we can kind of uncover about how this thing works, and if there's any possible way to, I don't know, summon it on command. So I've been Vanilla Knight, and thank you so much for watching this, and have a good night. Or day.